Time to get this party started. Quickly kind of throw this back together. Flip it over, basically push it out of the way for now while I wait for some parts to show up. Get all this junk off this car because during Christmas, this turned into a light station. I stripped apart a bunch of bulbs out of here to make the lights on my house work because apparently a bunch of them randomly died. Anyway, I gotta make this into a car again and not a table. And then back my truck in because I just bought a 6-liter LS out of the junkyard today and I need to unload it into the garage. And then basically, like Moses, I need to push everything out of the way because I have all the steel now to finally finish my 67 Camaro. And I've been procrastinating for a long time. And I think the time has finally come that I just need to buckle down and finish this car. And it's gonna be pretty amazing when it's done. And I don't mean amazing because I'm about to drop, $100,000 that I don't have into it. Amazing because no matter what I do to it, it's a 67 Camaro, and that's a pretty awesome car. So we'll get started here. Of course I lost my glove. There it is. Oh, jeez, I almost forgot. Where are my manners? There we go. Alrighty. With that, take this down, pull that guard piston out. And those nuts. Don't want to lose those. Oh, God, what's this thing? Oh, no, other way. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Some shorter bolts probably would have helped, but I couldn't find any. So this is what I had to do. Get the piston back in, yank these off. Of course, it's being difficult. Wouldn't you know it, this crank isn't even cut standard still, so that's nice. That means I got lots of room to grow with this motor. It's literally been a couple minutes and I already lost my glove again. Start dropping all these lifters back in here. For now, until I get back to putting this back together once I get a bunch of parts. Go ahead and douse the boards with some fogging oil because I know it's going to be a little while before I get everything here and then get to this. Going up. All the way up. Oh, that made some room lifting up the old car here. I can slide my engine hoist and try and plop that 6-liter out of the box of my truck. Speaking of which, how could I forget that transmission's gone? So I either need to find a used one, which is getting harder and harder to come by, or rebuild the one that's currently in it. A quick lift engine crane sure would come in handy one of these days. I don't even know if there's such a thing. I've never looked. And there it is in all its glory, the 6-liter LQ4 LS engine. Now, I'm not going to lie, I have really gone out of my way to not jump on the LS train, but it's getting pretty hard not to, as all the old small block and big block Chevys are literally drying up. And I can tell you something, as much as everyone likes to think, oh, the LS, there's millions of them in trucks and whatnot, they are slowly disappearing just as fast. I think the mentality of, I'll just blow it up and get another one, you know what, we've done that too many times. And these things really are starting to get pretty scarce out there. Remember how I said the 454 probably wouldn't make its way into the Camaro? It's because a 6-liter LS is instead. I've really got to get it together and start installing these engines. I got this 454 that kind of has a home spoken for it, but needs to go. This 6-liter LS now, which kind of has a home, but it has to get put in. 4.6 dual overhead cam that came out of a Mark 8. Has a home, needs to get put in. 429 big block Ford. Doesn't have a home, but I had to buy it. And before we get started, we're taking all this crap out of the inside of the car so I can actually work on it. Carpet out, headliner out so we could do the roof. Let's get to it. We'll pull the disgusting carpet out of the car. Yummy. Oh, brand new floor pan and seat brackets though. Oh. Yeah, that's gonna have to get fixed. Looks pretty decent. Time to melt some metal. Of course, I just ran out of gas for the welder, so I guess that puts things on hold for now. Do it again tomorrow. Old cars can be a lot of fun, and when you couple a 6-liter with a 4-speed and put it in a 67 Camaro, it's gonna be a good time. To patch this up a little bit, when I was cutting out the old deck filler panel, I went a little bit too deep, made some holes, but it's okay, it's all back to normal now. Unscrew. Oh no, that's not good. Gotta unscrew this headliner. Right tool for the right job, apparently. Didn't like the drill, but seems to be going on with this. Guess I gotta kick it old school. The old-fashioned way. Then out comes the dome light. I got a new one of those to replace it with. This one's kind of crusty. And last but not least, your clothes hooks, because if you were a businessman in the 60s, you probably drove a Camaro. Peel these weather strippings out. Gotta be careful. I don't even want to know how much these cost if I wreck them. I gotta peel that out so then I can get to the screws underneath here. And then I can finish uninstalling headliner. Then I'm ready to start drilling spot welds on the roof panel. Trying to be careful taking out this headliner because I believe it to be the original one, and I almost want to reuse it because it's in really nice shape, but I don't think it's going to be possible. Of course, there just always has to be a mouse home and everything. It looks like they moved out quite a while ago, though. Then the next problem, space. Never underestimate the amount of space you're going to need to tackle a project like this. I know I sure did. I'm going to finally crack this roof out of the box in which it came, literally. It's like Christmas, but for me. Oh yeah, beautiful. I could tell this is going to be so much fun. And that's the best part. I almost forgot. No, I didn't. I'm lying. I didn't forget. But there's the cowl hood. There's the original hood. There's a pair of doors for it. You start putting all these parts in, and you free up a ton of space, literally. And time to get all this paint and Bondo off so I can bust out all these welds. And I don't screw around here when it comes to this kind of stuff. Some people use some sort of a grinder, but I'll put this bad boy on and it'll polish up this metal like nobody's business. So after a quick little blast, you can already see spot weld, spot weld, spot weld. Have to get drilling, and then up here for our roof rail, once that's all out of the way, I'll have to chip all this out, and then you'll see the spot welds, and then basically just a little grinding disc in there, knock it down, pop these out. Now apparently, I don't have a screwdriver that fits that right. I'm gonna fix that. There goes fixing. Now our fresh little homemade screwdriver. Look at that. I made it myself. One drip rail basically hacked off. Because it's not going back, I can get away with that. Now I'm just going to run the grinder right over all this. Because I probably just cut some of the spots where the spot welds are. So I might be able to just peel this. You can wait for it to focus. Focus. Come on, there you go. You can see the seam right there. So the roof gets welded on top of the drip rails, which the new ones are right here. So this is going to be pretty seamless. See what I did there? Look at all that stuff. Oh, I can't wait to put it back in. And after I finish grinding off the spot welds for the drip rails, I've got about, I don't know, 10 million spot welds to drill out now on the front and back side of this roof to get it off. Went to the city today, got a fresh bottle of giggle gas so I can continue welding that thing up. Really wish I would have taken a better look at my welding wire situation though, because we're running on fumes. So we'll see how far this gets us. Ah, yes, my favorite place, the man cave. Damn it. Now that we got our headliner out, we can see the inner structure on the interior is pretty nice, as is the factory underlayment on the roof to help with your sound deadening. Pretty impressed with what this looks like considering how rusty the car was in certain places. I'm gonna pop these tack strips off. I've already got one taken out. Just got to take the rest of it, front and back. That holds your headliner in, and then after that I can start blowing holes in the roof. All right, now I pop those 3 off. Kind of a pain, but they're out. Let's get on to the top. This fancy little spot weld cutter, it will save you a pile of time. And the trick is to cut slow, and what you want, it's obviously hard, but once you do a handful, you'll see, you can just see the line of the roof panel and then the steel that's underneath. So what I'm trying to do here is to not blow a hole through this, because then I'll be stuck welding underneath. Obviously, I'd rather weld it on top. It's going to be a lot easier. And nothing's going to fall on me and burn a hole in my shirt. See, it doesn't take very long. Now I got some movement here between these flanges. You can tell. Just go little by little. Probably got another, I don't know, 40 or 50 of them to do between the front and back. And then the front and back side's done. And then, like I said earlier, slice these with a grinder, and that part's ready. You got to heat this lead up, get rid of that, and then more or less the roof is ready to come off. All right, and after a little bit of hacking and slashing, I cheated here because I can't seem to find a bottle to melt the lead. Anyway, we have one roof panel that now isn't there anymore. Blew the top right off of her. Oh man. You know, the only good thing is we're slowly getting to the very end here where all the new metal's going to start going on. I mean, a bunch of it has technically, but you know, the last handful of pieces, I think there's actually like 10, but I don't want to think about that. Here I thought I could just put these drip rails on, kind of mark them out, but no, it's a little bit different. That's the old one here a little bit. Sits in there a bit different, so these will end up having to sit lower by, it's pretty close to ½ inch. By the looks of things, I'll know more when I get the roof actually on. But either way, it's going to take some finessing, as usual. Oh, it's a fair amount of messing around for now, I think. Might be the end of this one for today, anyway. Now that I got that roof off, I can't put it back on until the new floor pan goes in here. So that'll be kind of the next thing, more or less. Chop all that out. I got new inner outer wheel wells. Inner wheel well on that side as well has to get changed. And then I also have a little bit of welding I got to touch up in here. I just never quite finished. So that'll be the next one. So now, you tear this thing right off. Oh, come on, don't tell me you missed one. Why is there only one spot that you miss every time? Oh, this would be handy to have 2 people. The only downside of it being a one-man show all the time. Alrighty. I guess you could say it's topless. Can I even say that? Are they going to delete me? Well, a little bit of rust on the front portion here, but the rest of it seems to be pretty damn decent. It's workable. Well, it's a fair amount of messing around for now, I think. Might be the end of this one for today, anyway. Now that I got that roof off, I can't put it back on until The new floor pan goes in here, so that'll be kind of the next thing, more or less. Chop all that out. I got new inner outer wheel wells. Inner wheel well on that side as well has to get changed. And then I also have a little bit of welding I got to touch up in here. I just never quite finished. So that'll be the next one.